9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the Kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the beginning of the stream. I forgot the intro was running, and we were talking about somewhere in America. Welcome to the stream. I have had enough sleep and enough energy drinks, branded energy drinks, to keep me alive through this like normal. It's the A-Team. They're back. Welcome back, A-Team. We've missed you, those of you that we've not had the full team here for the last 2 weeks. Everyone is back once again. You all feeling good? Rip-roaring and ready to go?
Yes.
You know it, Brad.
You're looking great. Everyone's looking excellent. KPP said I didn't, but that's fine. Just
that is a lie.
She said
backfiring on me.
I mean, it was fair enough, but you went, and she said it like this. You're looking.
Is that what you're wearing?
Tired?
I
said it like
do
that.
any of this.
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what that means, but she went, you're looking a little run down. And I went, I am actually a little tired. And she went, didn't want to try? And I was like, all right, KPP.
I mean, it sounds like me, so.
It's way worse when they're like, oh, sweetie, are you okay? You look so tired. And you're like, oh, okay. Yikes.
I feel like I always look the same, to be honest. Like, there's no scrub
Even
up,
when you're
there's
dead
no
tired,
scrub
you
down.
mean?
Yeah, I could put on a tux. I just still look the same. You know, when I'm super ready to go in a tuxedo, looking all flat, I look exactly the same as when I'm like, you know, I have the flu. You know, I could be in hospital, like attached to an IV, and they're like, yeah, I just look the same, I think. Which is kind of like an okay. It's like a, you know, swings and roundabouts. Sometimes it's useful and sometimes it's not. First dates are always a problem. So I'm like, oh, damn it, I look like I looked yesterday.
Did you just come from the hospital? Did you just get discharged? What's happening?
I don't know what's going on.
Sorry.
Welcome to the stream, people. This is episode 14, apparently, which is pretty wild. I have tentatively titled it Time Boys, spelt with a Z. But I didn't know what to call it. So that won't be the title, but it might be, depending on just how tired I am by the end of this session. It's been a couple of weeks since we were with you, the main crew. Does everyone remember what you were doing and who your characters are? Because I forgot.
No.
I'm like, are they demons? Are they people? Are they the B team? No, you're the A team. So, if you're ready to begin, we have much to get on with, and I was thinking we just dive straight in. To give you all a very quick recap of not the last week, not the week before, but the week before that. The gang entered the gate of time officially. They're looking for all of these gates. They're heading to all these different gates. The future aura sort of appeared and said, go and find Suna's mum. Long off this whole thing that Ahi has set you on, the race, the dying order, going around the world, and go and find Suna's mum. You guys entered into this gate, the gate of time. True. And you experienced like a strange wibbly wobbly time reverie where you were all children together in this strange kind of tower that you were in. The creature, the sort of construct that Ahi has sent you to race against, Symbol, was there, and as children you kind of avoided it and then moved beyond this reverie. As you stepped out of the reverie, you entered into this really long kind of hallway. At the end of the hallway, you could see another version of yourselves fighting against that sand, kind of giant sand man, the sand deity Titan, who is the guardian of this gate, presumably. You saw each of your future selves, and they were kind of future selves, but only by a couple of minutes here, offer up your trinket things that you've got. Each of you was given something by Ahi. Each of you offered that up, and then you saw all four of your little sort of future versions of yourselves disappear, and then you guys continued down the hallway. Then, of course, we sideswiped all over the place, and we return now to that moment precisely. If you all recall. So, to throw you back in to the action, pretty much at the point we left it a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'll bring you back over to the map and stuff and things and that in 1 second when my music starts playing. No? Yes. That one's playing, that'll do. Great. Okay. So, you, each of you is running down this hallway. I believe you were all pretty much just intent on moving down the hallways. So, a quick reminder of what your surroundings is. At the end of the hallway, you can see this place is pretty much lit up to a degree. So those of you with dark vision, it doesn't really kick in. You can see color and light, but it's relatively dimly lit. However, it's lit by all of these strange, small little inscribed runes and glyphs that glitter along the hallways. For the most part, it seems like this place is built out of a like grey stone, white stone slabs, inlaid with gold, perfectly masoned with like etchings and inscriptions and things on it in no real language that you can make out. And there are all these tiny little runes and glyphs that are very old and ancient looking. They don't read as anything to any of you. It's definitely not a language that anybody here understands, but it looks a little something like this. The archaic lettering and glyphs example. This is kind of all along everything here. The walls, the slabs, the pillars that are holding things up. There are certain bowls that have like a blue flame coming out of them. One or two of you looked into it and you could see what looked like a different reflection of the room that you're in, coming out of this blue flame. When you got close to the flame, it wasn't hot at all. That's probably the only thing that doesn't have these runes and things on, that is the actual flame coming up out of this bowl that's holding it. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, pretty much everything is just covered in this stuff. Because it's covered in it and they're glittering with varying different colors, it kind of lights the place up. There isn't really a single source of light. It's just that this place seems to every now and then twinkle and pulse with energy. There are also big blue straight lines. They pulse kind of through the structure every now and then. You will notice that they make and form like big, strange looking shapes, circles, triangles, that kind of abstract way they kind of punch through each other. But really this place just seems to be a perfectly maintained underground structure. You came from like a fallen down ancient looking place, and this place looks brand new. It looks like this place was built today. And there's not a mar or a scratch on any of the slabs or ceilings or anything. You guys continue to run forwards. Aura looking to one side, seeing Suna kind of with the walking stick or the staff under one arm. Bo maybe struggling with his now slightly dispersed weight because he's missing an arse cheek. Trying to run after Ellie, who's just sprinting forward quick like she does, probably Naruto style, because I can't help but imagine that's exactly how she runs, because she's basically a ninja. And each of you runs forward. You can see that towering form of Titan ahead of you, this sort of Sandman, the sand pouring off of him. He turns from the previous versions of you that he was dealing with and turns and stops expectantly, waiting for you to run up. As each of you progress through this hallway, one by one, each of you experience a very dominant memory that briefly pulls you from this moment and into another. Starting with Aura. Aura, you're running forwards, and then the same sensation that you had moving through that bubble, the wall in the first place. You find yourself somewhere else. Again, it feels like a dream for a moment before somewhat solidifying itself into a different situation. You actually recognize this as a strong memory. Your tiefling body falls away from you, and you find yourself inside of this reverie, inside of this dream situation, inside of this memory of yours. And ahead of you, the form of Titan vanishes, and instead, a plains land stretches out beyond. There is an open sky, a pale moon, hanging pretty much dead center, full. No stars. It's lighting the land to a degree, but there is also a huge bonfire that you can see in the distance. Behind that, a bunch of kind of small dwellings and mud huts. At the center of your vision, there is a pale tiefling baby with small silver horns. And she's wrapped in an old blanket and being placed upon the altar at the center of a lot of tribal-looking tieflings. All of these tieflings, bar the baby, have sort of red brick skin, like a brick-colored red. Their eyes are as black as coal, and each of them is looking up towards either the moon or this sort of elder who's holding this baby. You can see the elder place the child on top of this altar, and then he turns and raises his hands to the sky, kind of cupping the moon, framing it almost for you, as pretty much everybody falls silent. Anybody that was chanting around falls silent, and you witness all of this happen. When he brings his hands down, a second tiefling hands him this long-looking ritualistic dagger. The elder raises the dagger above the child's heart. At your hip, Aura, there is a revolver. And you look down and you can see your hand, and it's a pale hand in the moonlight, made paler by the sort of white knuckles that are gripping this revolver. Would you like to stop this ritual?
Do I know what the ritual is for?
No.
Do any of the tieflings look familiar?
No. You get a sense of familiarity from them, but not really, no.
The baby, looks different than these other tieflings, though.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk forward, or will they see me?
You have like 1 second.
I'm going to pull out my revolver and shoot the dagger out of the hand of the priest who's performing the ritual.
Sure. Roll me a d20 plus 3.
Okay. Just put a +3 on that? Okay.
Plus 3.
Okay, 17.
17. You fire this revolver, bringing it up out of the holster and firing this thing. There is a moment, I think, where we see a human. Maybe we as an audience, as opposed to you. We see a human with a very thick beard, a very strong build, in these kind of traveler's clothes, looking like the kind of old archaeologists that you used to get in like Indiana Jones movies, that kind of thing. His hat flies back off his head as he brings this revolver up from his holster, taking aim at this sort of elder, this tribal-looking tiefling man. Beside him, we can see the ghostly figure of a tiefling, mirroring his actions. It's you, Aura, as an adult. This gunshot fires into the night, and then chaos ensues. There is wild chaos. However, you can see the tribespeople suddenly turn on you, bringing up all of their weapons, mostly spears, and like rudimentary knives of their own. They sort of all turn towards you in slow motion. Your gunshot is fired off. Roll me a d8 plus 4.
7.
You shoot the old man. You're trying to aim for this dagger. It's a pretty crazy shot to make. The bullet flies somewhat true, but it's a good shot from the distance that you make, but you're not actually proficient with this gun. It's kind of a shot in the dark. It's kind of like a Hail Mary here. The bullet strikes the back of this old man, and he strikes this altar. His blood shot out across the altar and then runs across the front of this very pale-looking tiefling baby. The tribespeople suddenly rush towards him, and several rush towards you as his blood spills out over the altar. And that's when we switch. Bo. You are elsewhere. You are running. You are running through the forest. Looking down, you are clutching a child in your arms. He is very young looking, maybe even less than a year. You can see his little face peering up at you through a swath of white and grey rags. Barely you can make out his eyes around all of this white and grey. And ahead of you, you can see the city lights just outside of the edge of the forest here. This is Bologna, the city that you're aiming for. The city where you, Bo, were born and brought up and lived. Your breath is super ragged. You are exhausted. Your legs feel like iron and your muscles are burning. Suddenly, there's the sound of horse hooves from the woods behind you. Would you like to run or hide?
Oh. Can I tell how far I'm hearing the galloping?
It's pretty close. They're going to be on you in moments.
Okay. Well, they're on horseback, so I'm going to take my chances, and I think the best bet is to hide. Am I a dad?
I don't think you know exactly what you are right now.
Oh, God.
You have the same experience as Aura. All of you will have the same feeling as you have this kind of sensation of a memory mixed with a dream. You somewhat retain your own memories and also feel very much like this child is yours at the same time. Roll me a d20 for a stealth check. 17. You dive suddenly behind a very thick-looking oak, moving your back against it, and you feel the sort of the cold of the oak here against the back of your skin. You're wearing only thin, kind of like a thin night dress, maybe. Holding this baby, you can see that your arms are extremely feminine, your legs are feminine, your feet are bare, cut and bleeding, dirty. The horse gallops by behind you. For a moment, there's silence as you hold this child close to you, praying that he doesn't make a noise. As you risk a look around the edge of this oak, you can see him. What was his name? Kairos? Callanhad? Kalau? Your memory isn't complete here, but this elf in resplendent armor steps off of his horse, pulling a sword out and turning around. He's got long blonde hair that runs all the way down past his buttocks and loose, as if he kind of very roughly put his armor on and jumped onto a horse. You can see that he is looking around for you. His head snaps towards the tree where you are. As you pull your head back, you realize he can see pretty well. He has dark vision. The starlight provides you with just enough vision to see him, but he can probably see really well here. He brandishes his longsword and starts pacing towards you. As you risk another look, you can see that his mouth is moving. He is saying things to you. Something about tying up this business once and for all. He twirls the sword around kind of casually, almost as if he's taking joy in this. But it doesn't mean anything to you, because you can feel it again, that sleeping power within yourself. It's like a fire that aches to be released from a bottle, and your fingertips tingle. If you just say the word, you can release it. Would you like to cast the spell Fireball on the elf who is trying to kill you and your son?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right. Roll me 8d6. I'm going to roll a dice of my own. 8d6. So /r space 8d6. You're doing far more than 5 damage. 15. Not far more. You turn from this thing, clutching the baby under one arm, holding out a hand in front of you. The ends of your fingers crackle and then ignite, your entire hand bursting in flame. From underneath where this elf is, a fire erupts. The horse behind him kind of bolts. This wild cacophony of fiery whooshes and screams from underneath this elf. He was previously kind of hidden and obscured in the darkness somewhat, but now he lights up this fire. Would you like to run or fight?
I'm gonna take my chances and run now that he's a bit distracted.
All right, roll me another d20. A 1. You stumble. The flames picking up, kicking up around the elf as he swishes his sword around. You can see that it burns up part of him. You can see his hair kind of catches fire, and you stumble one way and fall onto your back. You kind of hold the baby as you fall and hit the ground, and then suddenly tumble over as you fall again and again, sliding down a hillside further into the forest. And that is when we switch again to Ellie. A very different scene for Ellie, to a degree.
Uh-oh.
You have an even more uncomfortable experience as you remember this. You are already surrounded. You're in the worst possible position to be in. To be in. Nasty clerics, nasty paladins. They circle you at the moment. About 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You are death. You know this. You are what awaits them. The crimes that they have accused you of are not crimes. You released those people from this life and sent them on their way. You hear one of the group ahead of you suddenly step forward. All of them holding weapons, staves, wands. This particular member of the group wearing thick kind of armor, a very large greatsword that he brandishes in front of you and draws a kind of a line across the sand and looks towards you and says,
"Come on, Keris. We have you now. Your needless rampage needn't continue. We're all tired here. Come cleanly. We'll make this quick."
This guy is a specialist. He's a dragoon. His armor alone hurts your eyes. All of these people here are kind of radiant, almost. It's almost as if looking at them is like you're looking directly into the sun for you. It hurts. As you look down at your own hands, you can see they're covered in muck and dirt and black and blood. Why can't they see that you're here to help them, to help everybody, to free everybody? You are death. You have 2 options here.
Okay.
You can unleash a small piece of your dark power and try to flee in that chaos, or unleash all of your power and it will destroy you, but it'll take these men with you. These horrible men that have followed you across the wastes.
Ooh. So these are a bunch of good guys that I try to free from their life.
Yeah,
And they've cornered
not
me
just
and
them, you've freed a lot of people from life.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think I would do what a rogue would do, and I would try to escape.
Right.
And I would try to escape and potentially come back later when they're not ganged up against me.
Well,
But that's
you
my
have-
thinking. Like,
yeah.
oh, I'll come back later.
you can now reach into it. You can reach into the void.
Yeah.
Your grubby hand reaches upwards now and disappears.
Okay.
Grabs into that sort of glorious magical darkness, and you pull it down into this
Okay.
land, and it pours forth, unfolding from the tear, enveloping the area. Give me a d20 as suddenly all of this blackness pours over you and into the ground, washing out over the dust and the sand towards these foes of yours. 11. You run suddenly, and that's when the sky above you bursts open with
Ooh.
radiant light. It burns you and it dispels this darkness instantly. You can hear that same Dragonborn say, "We know your tricks now." Suddenly they're running towards you. Maces and swords held aloft, the clerics suddenly casting their horrible bright spells on you. Would you like to climb into the void?
Is that my only option at this point?
You can try and do something else, but you're probably done for.
I climb into the void.
The void is open.
I jump right in. I don't even hesitate.
The void opens like a mouth, and you jump into it. It closes on you suddenly, and you're inside of a sort of vast blackness, just sort of endless space. You don't even really have what feels like a corporeal form anymore as you spread out and become one into this endless darkness. But it's not peaceful. There's torment. Torment, torment. A pain that scratches at your mind, in your mind, at your body, and tears at your soul. But in the distance, there is a small speck of light, swirling, bright and mottled, almost like an ink blot, shifting and changing. Would you like to head for that light?
I go for the light. If that's the only thing I see, I go for it.
By approaching the light, you begin to claw your way out, piece by piece. energy slowly returning to limbs that were lost, and that torment piece by piece driven back. And upon Ellie's hand, the inky tattoo shifts and swirls. Sooner, we shift to you.
Oh.
You experience the events of last session. However, you experience them from the perspective of Igan. You see them obviously as terrible, awful demons. Everything they did was pretty awful. You definitely get the sensation that Igan is an evil creature. Everything that pretty much we experienced last week, you see and vaguely understand and feel on the part of Igan. This was a priest of a devil beyond the realms of mortals and deep within the 9 hells. Be it information that you understand or don't, that you are able to draw from it.
Okay.
But there, sort of as his memories flood you, you see her suddenly, and she sees you. At the end of this memory, you see the woman that you recognize as Mother Numera. And when Aegon is kind of walking towards that doorway, she looks up and she sees him expectantly, but then she does a sort of double take. And she sees you. She looks beyond the flesh and body of the incubus and pulls a card up to show you it. And it's the tower. And she speaks and says, "Well, I certainly wasn't expecting you."
What
and
is
you
happening?
know that this was meant for you. And as you see the card, you are quite violently, I would imagine, snapped back to your physical form, along with Aura, Bo, and Ellie. Each of the memories that you have pretty stark in your minds, I'm sure. As you stumble forward, each of you, pulled out of these memories, these strange memories that may make sense to some of you and may not. Either way, stumbling forward, you once again see the room that you left and the room that we all left a couple of weeks ago, kinda, as this form is now ahead of you in this giant room with all these strange glittering lights and perfectly masoned slabs. Sooner you probably stumble forwards into a pillar here. The others, you guys have all been running forward, and it's almost like, when you're reading a book and you read 2 pages, but you're thinking of something else, and you're like, how did I read these? It didn't take any of that information in. You've run some of this hallway now, and then you come back and you realize that you're a few paces ahead of where you were, and you spill into this large room. There is this form now, and he's huge. He's a giant shifting sand man, mostly torso. At the base of his body, the sand kind of spills out across this room, and it doesn't really just cover the area that he's in. You can see that there's sand all over the floor here, but not huge amounts of it. You're not in the sand dunes or anything. This giant form is looking down at each of you as you kind of snap forward and bring yourselves to a grounded consciousness. And he speaks. No mouth moves, no larynx is being used necessarily, but you hear his voice with your ears, with your mind. You're not too sure. You're kind of waking up. He says,
"Prove yourselves worthy of my presence, and I will allow you to offer your trinkets to me. Grant yourselves the power of the great gate of time. In my master's name and that of the Dying Order, I will give no quarter."
He shifts quickly, and I'm going to need initiatives again from you all, please. I shall roll one for him. I will warn you, he is pretty tough. I feel like I should give you guys warnings now. This is officially your real first boss fight that you've had as well. Around you, there isn't any other versions of yourselves either. And if you glance back, there isn't any like stumbling through the doors here. I'm gonna roll one dice. He is on a 16. And who am I missing? Bo. Who we got? 23. So, as you guys kind of break out of this strange kind of dream state, Suna, yours far longer and more intense than everyone else's, for the record.
Okay.
There's a reason theirs were pretty short here, and yours was much longer.
Do you want me to move myself down on the initiative?
Why? Oh no! I'm just
is there,
relative. It doesn't matter. You're in the game time,
Okay.
wibbly wobbly.
Got it.
But you know, the events of what happened in your dream were, you know, relatively the same amount of time. Whereas these guys had a flash of a single moment. Each of you kind of stumble out of this, and then suddenly these sands are shifting and moving. This giant thing is totally attacking you right now. Bo, you're the first one to react and move. Give you guys an idea of the room here, by the way. You can kind of see around it pretty well when it glitters and lights up. So it's just that I had trouble with the dynamic lighting on some of it. There is a room over here on this side of you to the right. It looks like you can get into. The back end of this room looks the same as this side in that it's kind of a, what is that, an octagon or a hexagon? I hope it's an octagon. But the back end, there's pretty much nothing over there. On this side of you, there is what looks to be a closed door. So that's kind of what you can see, just to give, because every now and then the lights on these blue lines and things and on the walls pulse and twinkle and give you almost like a sonar or an echolocation. Like, you remember that old Daredevil movie where he would see when they would hit the wall and it would do that weird pulse out thing, which was terrible? It kind of does that almost. So you get an idea every now and then of what this room looks like, and you can see that there is one opening to the right of this room that leads into another place. And other than that, pretty much this room is a sealed kind of octagon. The hallway behind you is still open. So, Bo, first to react here, what would you like to do?
Oh God. Well, can I sense perhaps the room that has an opening? Would it have anything perhaps aid us or get the heck out of this place?
I don't think you have any idea. You have as much context, unfortunately, as Bo does. You can't see anything in there. It's up there and down. It's away. You can just see an exit that appears to be open, basically. When I say exit, it doesn't necessarily mean an exit. Like you can
so
run
no
free
cold breeze coming down that way, I suppose. No.
But it does look like, at least, if nothing else, it's at best an alcove.
Oh boy.
You can take cover in.
Oh. Okay. Yikes. Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything yet, but he's looking awfully mad. Okay. You think I could go behind one of these pillars to take some cover?
Yeah, you guys are kind of all behind cover already.
Okay then. Gotcha.
Each of you is in a little bit of cover. I guess, Bo, I'll put you there.
Okay.
You guys kind of begin behind these pillars to a degree. So you actually, each of you has a little bit of cover. I think half cover, whichever one gives you the 2 AC is what you've got, which I think is a half cover. And so you can actually remain behind one of these pillars. If your token is behind one of those 2 squares, then I would count you as in cover there.
Okay. Well, can I cast Bardic Inspiration? All right.
Also, all of you are super fresh as the daisy. You've all got full complement of spells. You've all got all of your bullshit like Bardic Inspirations, and you all should be at full HP. I went in and checked, but I'm not sure if I actually changed everything correctly. So you should be feeling brand new.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration!
Sure.
And cast it over to Ellie.
Ellie, you have a Bardic Inspiration. Just a reminder, it pretty much gives you a d6 on attack rolls and saving throws, should you need to make one. You can add an extra d6 to the end of it. That is your bonus action. Bo, you still have a full action that you can do, which you can attack or cast a spell that takes a full action.
Okay, and
Bards
I guess
can
I
do a
suppose
lot.
I had my turn. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna brace for impact.
You're gonna brace for impact. You can't. There is so there is actually a couple of moves that you can do for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Ooh.
can use your action in a creative way. Like, do you remember when we fought the Minotaur things? And Marwood was dodging instead of doing anything. You can do that.
Ooh.
Essentially, what that does is that until the end of your next turn, any attack roll against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and your dex save throws have advantage. So that could be a brace. I don't think there's really anything that's like a just hide thing.
Okay, yeah.
You can hide.
I'm gonna do.
That's also a move, which is what Ellie does a lot.
All right, I'm a brace.
All right.
Because I think this thing, I don't know. I think Bo's a little shook to hide. He's stunned by what he sees.
I'm gonna take your brace as a dodge.
Yes.
And so remember that any attacks against you have disadvantage. So if I don't do that, then tell me off. Because I forget what everyone's got on them going on. All right. And you don't want to move. You want to hide behind this thing still.
Yep, like a wuss puss.
All right. So you've got a +2 to your AC temporarily while you're in cover. Suuna.
I saw future Suna use web.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done that yet. So I think to myself, well, I don't know how to do that, but I'd sure like to try. So I cast web.
Okay. Had a feeling you might. And that's why I didn't delete the web before. I'm going to give you control of it. Are you Ezen? Yes. There you go.
Oh,
So you should be able to put that wherever you want. In theory, a token of the web there.
All right. Just refamiliarizing myself.
As in on the map, there's a big old web that you should be able to move around. Yeah?
I know. I was
Okay.
just rereading the spell because if I remember correctly, I specifically only picked 2 or 3 blocks for it to be in. I don't know why I did that, but we're just going to put it all over him.
You conjure
There
a
we
mass
go.
of thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice. The web's full of 20-foot cube. So a cube is a specific word in there that I think means this thing goes 20 feet up as well. For the record, it's not like a square on the ground. It's actually in a big cube shape, kind of in front of you guys in 3D, which we don't have any verticality in the Roll20.
And then each creature that starts its turn in the web must make a dex saving throw.
Yeah.
And then it's restrained and all that. And then it is flammable, which we did just witness. So
Correct.
I will then say, Ellie, maybe some flame.
Oh, fire. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to move?
You said I'm behind cover, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty tuckered out, actually, from that, whatever that was. So yeah, I'm just going to stand right by this pillar here. cover.
Alrighty. Then comes to Titan. By the time you guys are preparing to do these two, Bo gets off a quick thing, Suna gets off a quick thing, and the Titan is like kicking up sand everywhere. First of all, I'll give him a dex save, did you say?
Yes.
21.
Oh, he just does fine there. Yep.
He's still in it though. He
He
actually
is.
isn't moving at all.
This means he can use an action to make a strength check against the spell. And if he succeeds, he is no longer restrained. Whereas if he fails, he cannot do that.
Okay, so he's
I
still restrained. So any each creature that starts the turn must make a dex save. On a failed save, the creature is restrained. A creature restrained gets the He's not restrained, because if it succeeds, it's no longer restrained. The webs are flammable. Any 5-foot cube of web exposed to the burns, fire away and run round.
Then what's the... Oh, I see. And then if it fails, then he can use the strength check. I see.
He's like, for the record though, he's kind of in it. Like the web is still all over him. His sand is shifting over it, and it's like being
not going to restrain
places,
him, but it could still light on fire, basically.
Yeah, it's not restraining him in terms of the condition, but it is he's still in it. He's not moving physically, really.
Okay.
However, all of the sand that's on the ground all around you everywhere intensifies into a sudden vortex. There's maybe like a second before suddenly all of this sand is lifted up magically and then starts to spin around the room. It gathers such speed and such intensity that all creatures in the room need to make me a dex saving throw. Bo, you have advantage on this because you are dodging.
14.
12.
14, 12, 22, and 11. So even with that advantage, you fail. Aura, you fail. Suna and Ellie, you make it. Those of you that fail will take the full amount of 3d6 damage here, 9.
Good lord.
Those of you that make it take half. Now with this you round down. We're rounding down like all numbers ever, pretty much, apart from hit die, which we round up.
Okay.
So
4.
So you take 4, Una takes 4, Aura and Bo. This sand just whips around. Like, I mean, you guys are in cover, but there's sand on the ground. It's everywhere. It hits pretty much every place in this room that you can see. This sand whirling around. It creates a vortex where you even maybe struggle to see for a moment. And then as it dies down, you can see that lots of little cuts and lacerations and stuff from this sand have been left on your arms and legs and faces and bodies. Titan remains there. He just remains in place. And that brings us to you, Ellie. Your turn.
Okay, that hurt. Let's see. I think I would do what Suuna said and just turn around the pole and just like shoot off a fire arrow toward him.
Sure.
Trying to particularly catch the webbing because he is surrounded by it. And fire plus sand is fun.
Okay, yeah. Give me the attack roll.
Okay.
Holy shit.
21's a hit. Give me the
why you are a damage dealer, Ellie.
So it's 11 because I don't think I get sneak attack because no one's near it.
You don't, but it is a fire arrow, which
it
ignites.
is also the first time anybody's hit it or attacked it, right?
Yeah, it's
get a bonus for that the first time.
He went before me, so I have to go before him. Is it 1d6 for a fire arrow?
I can't remember. It was on your second page. In the bio.
Let me look at the second page real quick. It's 1d8.
1d8. Yeah,
Plus 1d8. 1.
But it does ignite the web. So what's is there any added damage now, PB? It's like
yes, because the web will catch
every
fire.
5-foot cube he's in.
Yep.
Of which because he's big, he's actually in a lot of these. He's in 4 of them.
Any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in 1 round, but it will deal 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
So bear that in mind, because I think that does 4 of those.
Yes, that is correct. So at the start of its next turn, it will do 1, right?
Sure. Yeah. Don't let me forget.
I will not.
Try for a stealth.
100% forget, but I'll write it down.
And then you want to hide? Yeah. Okay. Roll me the stealth check.
13.
13. Okay.
It's all right. It's okay.
You fire this arrow off. The arrow flies true. You see it hit this Titan and just vanish. It's just a giant lump of sand. It's like firing it into a sand dune. However, the webbing around it ignites into flames, suddenly spreading down each of the strands of web around this Titan, lighting him up kinda at the center of the room. It's kind of hard to tell what is and isn't doing damage to the Titan, because he doesn't really, like, in the image he has like a face and stuff, but he's not exactly expressive. It's very rudimentary. He is just a lump of sand pretty much. But for sure you dealt some damage here. And that brings us to Aura. What do you want to do?
Okay, so everyone has attacked him so far, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Actually, no, Bo didn't attack.
Yeah.
Technically.
Okay. I'm going to try to talk to the Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said offering up trinkets.
Yes.
I'm going to fumble into my pocket and pull out the 4-leaf clover and peer around the pillar. Is this the trinket you are hoping for?
The face kind of shuffles into a nothingness, and out of its chest you see a much larger face appear with a little more expression to it. And it says,
You may offer it only after you prove yourself.
Yes, I think we have to fight him first.
And I look over to Suna. I don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
He's very large.
Me either, but future us's did okay. We just have to do what they did. You know, run in with your big sword and you'll be fine. Probably. Maybe.
I give her a second glance and she says probably. And just kind of go, that's an interesting choice of words. But I am going to draw my sword. If I can. I draw my sword and I run. Did that count as an action, offering up my trinket?
no.
Okay, I'm going to stuff my little 4-leaf clover in. I'm going to draw my sword and I'm going to run to the Titan.
Okay.
And slash at him with it.
Be careful of the webbing.
Yeah. The webbing is
Because
all
it's on
around
fire,
it.
right? So you got to be careful.
Yeah, if you step into the... do you want me to give him a threat range again? So you guys can see what is and isn't
Maybe it would have been better to use your bow.
danger.
I thought about it.
Sorry.
Because I'll stand right like on the outskirts of the webbing. And there's got to be, if it's a web like I'm picturing, there's got to be like areas that are open between, correct? Like in the webs? Like a spider web?
Technically, yes, but also super D&D technically, no.
Okay.
Because of combat rules, the web is everywhere that the red is. His threat range, you have to be standing somewhere in that redness to be able to melee hit him.
Okay.
And that is the problem, is that he's surrounded by this web. The web will burn away in one round if you want to hit him with a ranged attack first.
Maybe that's
But I think you
best.
probably run up with this sword, get to the edge of this webbing, and then you've got a decision to make.
I'm going to put my sword, I'm going to put it back in its sheath, and I'm going to say, it's probably better to use my bow and arrow. I'm going to pull my longbow out, and I'm going to aim it at his face and shoot it.
Not quite future aura yet.
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine. You you just whip out this bow and then launch off 2 arrows. You have 2 attacks.
6.
Of course, it's a natural 1.
Oh,
Where did she go?
should have given that inspiration to
Remember?
Aura.
All right.
I ran up to the Titan, so I'm right there, right next to him.
I mean, she wouldn't need it if she didn't run up to the Titan.
Roll me a d20. You have 2 attacks. You have extra attack. I can't remember.
I don't believe so. Unless I
No. You
have an
Level
18.
five?
level 5. I can't remember what you have.
We are level 5, aren't we? Let me
We're
look.
level 4,
No, you're level
I think.
Oh no, we're 4. I think it is level 5 then. That was what my brain just fed to me. So
An 18. How precious is this bow to you? Is this like an heirloom or is this just a bow that you bought?
I made it with my friend Alvin.
How would you like it to break?
In a way I could fix it.
That's why I asked that first question. Either for some reason your weapon breaks, so you can describe to me. Basically, it's useless until you fix it.
Okay. As I'm drawing the arrow back, I hear like some of the wood cracking a little bit, and right where it's tied,
fire. Oh god.
right where it's tied, you can see that some of the sparks from the web have started to ignite it a little bit. So I pull it down and I start trying to put it out, and notice that at this point it's unusable. I can only essentially throw the arrows like darts. I can't use my bow to
Correct.
draw arrows back anymore.
Yeah, so I think like you go running up, you bring this like longbow out, and you look up at this just ginormous form, and as you pull the arrow back, just this tiny form standing in front of Titan. There's just a terrible snap. And I think I have an image that I always use to describe, because this was one of the images I saw to inspire this character overall. But you probably look a bit like this. This is kind of probably what we see as there's a snap as the edge of the bow there breaks. It's not like destroyed permanently, but you definitely need to see like a specialist or someone who can cast maybe like the mending spell, something like that would fix it. You're going to need to see someone, and then this just giant form now stands in front of you. Do you want to do anything else? You have a bonus action still. You also maybe still have some movement. You have 10 feet of movement, which really isn't going to do much help for you, really. It's up to you. You can still use it.
I'm gonna use Zephyr Strike because I'm realizing being this close and the web's making it too difficult. I'd like to use that to go back into
Oh, yes.
hiding,
Very
not
clever.
hiding, but back behind the.
Of course.
So I'm gonna use. So just like the wind, as soon as I notice my bow is breaking and I can't use my sword, I just dash back and rejoin bow behind this pillar.
That
Yeah.
was very good, Aura.
And I think I shouldn't have gone so close.
Sorry. I forgot about the fire.
I could have seen it.
I love you, KPP.
KPP, since you've got all the luck in the world right now, do you want to roll me a d4?
I sure would like to, Brad.
The disdain in her voice.
That 3.
All right, that's Bo. Bo, give me a dex save.
Huh, wait, what? Oh, God.
You're still on dodge, right? That's advantage.
Yes,
for
you
that.
are. You have advantage.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. To get this stuff. 19. Like as Aura suddenly like dodges around this corner and backs against this pillar next to you, the sand that's on the ground in front of you launches up towards your face inexplicably. Just a bunch of sand launches at you. All of it hits your sunglasses. And then falls to the ground in front of where you are, and now it's your turn.
He's like a mean kid throwing sand at the other kids in the
He is
sandbox.
a big mean kid, honestly.
Okay.
Good description.
All right. Well, considering myself and Aura, we probably took the most damage with that last sand attack. I'm gonna cast. Oh, she's actually right next to me. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds
Okay.
over to Aura. I'm gonna gently put a hand over her shoulder. I know you can't use your bow, but I'm your bow. I got you, okay? And with that as well, I cast Bardic Inspiration. I give you
Nice.
inspiration.
There you go. All right. Nice. You
And that's
you heal Aura for 7.
Yes.
And Ori, you have a bardic inspiration as well, which you can use on ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws.
I would touch Bo's hand and just say thank you.
I got you.
Sooner. Your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little bitch. I'm sorry. You said that the cube goes up as well, right?
Yeah.
So instead of on his turn it being 4 2d4s, I think it would actually stack up.
Right. So it would
it'd
be 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but if that's okay, then that'll happen. And then I'd like to ready an action, and I want to try to mold earth. I want to take the rest of the web and move it towards him, but only after the fire has struck him.
Okay. Well, mold earth is...
Says you can take a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range. So it would be taking webbing, not dirt or stone. Will you allow me to do that?
You see a portion of
I
dirt
wonder
or
if
stone.
I can move the dirt and stone that the web is on and sticking to. But I think it's only a small amount.
I think
If not, I'll just
probably you
ready
can.
like an attack.
I don't see why you can't. That fits within a 5-foot cube, though. So I don't know how you move it to another 5-foot cube, if that makes sense.
All I would do is be taking 1 5-foot and putting it on him so that we could catch it on fire, ultimately.
Oh, actually, if you target an area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it and move it along the ground and deposit it 5 feet away.
Right. So
Yeah.
I would be taking, because what's going to happen is all of those cubes are going to burn away. The web is going to burn, well, the fire's going to burn away, and I just want to move one of them back onto him so that he'll get hit
and there's
next round.
there's a shit ton of sand around him, which you lift up and launch a corner of the webbing towards him. So yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, amazing.
You can't move the
That-
slab of stone for sure, but you could move
No.
the sand that is under. Yeah, I
that
don't see
it's
why
on
not.
it. Okay, wonderful. Then that is what I would like to do.
I just like to be careful with mold earth because you tried to use it to fly once, and I don't want
Yes,
to.
I did.
I want to set something that I can't take back, and then next week you're like, "We fly away," and I'm like, "Fuck, I
Magic
made the roll
sand
last
carpet.
week." Yeah.
No, that's good. That's why I asked. Okay. Then yeah, I would like to ready that and wait.
Right. So you fling some sand with some webbing attached to him at his face, and then there's just a shit ton of flame that goes crazy here as all of this webbing just burns up. What is the number of damage here? It's 2d4 per cube, is it?
Yes. So he's technically in 8 cubes.
He's in 8
Not-
cubes,
Yes. So that would be 8 2d4.
so it would be 16d4. But you also flung another one at him.
Yes. So then we would add that one onto
So
it.
it's 18d4, which is
9.
ridiculous.
Yes. No, 9 2d4. Yes. Not 18.
19d4.
Oh my good God. All
Right,
right.
because it's times 2. Yeah.
His numbers are too high for me.
Can I just type in roll 19 1d4? Will it do that?
I don't know. It's not 19d4s
No.
though. It's
It's 9 2d4s.
16 d4s plus an extra 2d4, isn't it?
It's 4 2d4, but he's in 8, so it would be 8 2d4, and then we added an extra one. So the
don't know why
total
I'm a
is
DM.
9 2d4. Right? Hold on. I'll just
9
do it.
2d4s is 18 d4s. It's the same.
So you just, but I don't know if I can do that in roll 20. Can I just roll?
No, you roll
18?
you roll
You roll
/r
18d4.
19d4 is the same amount. The same amount of d4s.
42.
Nice.
All right, I need to do my own mathematics here.
Oh, wow. That is
That beats
an
all my
insane
hits.
amount of damage.
That is an insane amount for level
For web?
for
Fire
for
is
mold
good.
earth. A cantrip that does no damage. So I think there's like there's just a set of explosions, right? That this thing just ignites, and you see the sands rush and swirl and try and attempt to put this fire out. You see him kind of not shrink, but like fold in and then rush down and become on almost like a wave of sand as he puts out this fire, and the webbing that's on him vanishes. Then he sort of reforms again. Everyone give me perception checks.
Yeah.
You gotta beat a 3.
Even if you fail, but you get a 5, isn't that a beating?
I always do. Natural 1 is always a fail. So everyone else sees this, but Suna's too busy like launching this spell and casting it and watching the reaction of the spell. The rest of you see that as he reforms, and he reforms a version of his head, that he's smiling as he comes back up. And then
oh my God, is he proud of us?
The smile shifts away for a moment. It is his normal turn here. This is his recharge for his bullshit move. If he rolls a 5 or a 6, he gets to do that same bullshit move again, which he was gonna. Picking up the sand again around you, you feel the sand on the ground and all the sand around him suddenly shift into a wild vortex. That smile from his face was only there for the briefest moment before suddenly there is sand everywhere, and once again everybody needs to make me a dex save as a vortex of sand hits you like a wall.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord.
How does like someone with 20 dex fail?
So, you are the only failure here, Ellie, so you're going to take the full brunt.
Yeah, figured as much.
Your dice roll is the only failure here, I should say, so that you don't come away from this with a complex. And you take the full amount. Everyone else takes half of 9 again. Is that the exact same roll?
Yes.
I'm going to freak out if it is. 2, 1, and 6? No, it was 3, 1, and 5 last time. That's scary. So again, you take 9 this time. I think Ellie probably looks pretty fucked up from this one, as the sand pretty much catches her entirely. You see that it's just opening wounds.
I wouldn't
in this,
say fucked up,
chaos.
but you know, like, have you ever been to the beach and you're like riding the waves, even on a floaty, and then you get like just totally dragged under the ocean, and you go up and you got like sand dripping down you, and you're like, what happened?
That's what happens as the sand like dissipates here. Everyone else, you do take a little bit of damage to the tune of 4. Ellie takes the full 9.
Ellie, are you all right?
I'm like, I think I had a wave of sand just, it's everywhere. I'm gonna need a shower.
It's your turn, Ellie.
Let's see. Well, I mean, I think I'm a one-trick pony. I think I'm gonna bring out a regular arrow and try to shoot it at its head, right at its head.
All right.
22.
22 is a hit.
With 9 piercing. And did he take damage from my fire arrow last time?
He did. That was the D8 that you rolled, right?
No, but he takes it every round too after that.
Oh, he's on fire, isn't he? Right, I see. So he takes 1 damage, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. If there's a thing I can give him.
I'm bad at surfing sand wave.
Fire, but I'll do that as well. Okay.
Let's see.
So you launch an arrow at him. You see it kind of sink into his big sandy body here. Your plain arrows don't look to be like extremely effective.
Well,
it's not.
He's just gonna have to get over that.
All right. The old Pokemon thing comes up.
I'm gonna I'm gonna just go into stealth. I don't want to leave these guys. Like, I don't want to move away right now until they start moving.
Okay. Give me that
28.
stealth. 28. Yeah, you hide in your in the shadow.
I hide in the sand that's all around me now.
Okay, Aura. Your turn. This time, there is no webbing on fire around him. You can definitely run up to the base of him and hit him with your sword if you'd like.
How does...
Unrestricted.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Hmm.
If he doesn't see me, do I get sneak attack?
You get sneak attack as long as you have advantage on the hit. And yeah, you probably would have advantage if he doesn't know you're there.
Because I was stealth and...
You also still have your inspiration, don't forget.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I would use inspiration just to buff one of my attacks, right? So
I don't know if
you could.
Can you do it to the damage? I don't know if you have
I think it's to hit. I don't think it's to damage.
Yeah, there's a certain type of bard that gives you added to damage, and I don't think it's the one that Bo is, but I can't remember. You have on it. You have
Fairy Fire. Eero did that, right?
Hang on.
With that spell.
No. Bo, there's a certain type of bard. Do you remember what type of bard you are? There's like lore bard, and then there's another bard, and there's...
Yeah, I'm a lore bard.
Oh yeah, you are. You're bard of lore. So you have cutting words, right? So she can distract. Well, Disby can distract, but Bo can use the bardic inspiration to distract the Titan. If the Titan, say the Titan tries to hit you or something, right? You can use cutting words to reduce his attack roll. Alternatively, if you want to do it, when you see someone get hit, you can reduce the damage roll on a hit, but it has to be after an attack roll. So there's a difference between you guys making a saving throw when the usually an AoE thing, like an area of effect thing, is a saving throw. So you have to dive out of the way of the sand, right? Or you're covering yourselves from the sand, probably in this instance. It wouldn't work in that situation to reduce the damage. But if someone is doing an attack roll, like trying to hit someone, you could let them hit them and then reduce that damage by d6. But only Bo can do that, and it consumes one of your uses of bardic inspiration, and it also consumes a thing called your reaction, of which you have one a turn.
Gotcha.
So you can do that once a turn overall, but you have to use it. You're kind of just, it's the basketball thing where I said before, where you distract them while they're coming in with the attack. So remember you have that. It might not serve you too well in this fight. Just like Ellie, you're finding that you're not really able to take him by surprise. Even though you are hiding, he still seems to be aware that you're there in here.
Okay. So for this particular... So in a normal instance where I'm not fighting a mega boss, if I go into stealth and they don't roll a higher perception than my stealth, wouldn't I get advantage on that roll?
Yeah, you would.
No matter what?
Yeah, it's the whole rogue thing.
Yeah.
Fire, hide. Usually, though...
I haven't been rolling with advantage, though. I've only been rolling normal.
Right, because you haven't had advantage in this fight. But you can do that with the other ones. Usually, be aware of it. And also, you kind of have to move each time. Once you reveal yourself from behind a cart and fire an arrow, they know you're there even if you try and stealth there again. So you got to move now to another little location.
Unless they're distracted by another one of my teammates, right?
Kinda, but they still they're aware that you're there. You know, like they know that there's a person firing at them from over there, even if they're still being distracted here fighting. Even if you move like 1 or 2 squares behind like another barrel or something like that. But I'm also not crazy strict on it, so probably I'll forget. But technically, you would have to do that. So I'll just tell you, and if we do it, then we do it. But usually you're right.
But this guy doesn't matter anyway, because he's a giant sand monster, dude.
You're like you're like diving out here, and he's just looking at you straight away, kinda. Like he seems to be very aware that all 4 of you are there, even though you're still hiding from him. Okay, so Aura. What do you want to do?
I'm going to now draw my sword, and I'm going to run up to the Titan now. And I have to go into the... I'm just going right in here, and I'm just going to stab... I'm trying to think, because you showed me that picture of how large he is compared to me.
Right.
I'm going to aim for his torso and try to slash.
Yeah, you sort of don't have a choice but to just randomly hit the sand.
Yeah.
But also he's not like holding a form fully. He is shifting kinda, like he's not just kind of standing there like a dude exactly. It just seems to be his general form that he's holding. So yeah, you just run up and hit the sand with the greatsword. Give me the attack roll.
24.
Oh, yes.
24
Great job, Aura.
is a hit.
Okay.
A very good one.
6.
You just like your sword hits this sand, and it feels like exactly the same as if you were to hit a sand dune with a greatsword in real life. I'm sure. Aura's pretty strong, so it cuts through it, and you just blast a load of sand out of the side of this thing. It does seem to deal damage to it. It reacts to it. It doesn't seem too effective.
So do I get the impression that this is not the kind of damage?
I think all of you by now are aware that this thing seems to be resistant to just traditional attacks from non-magical stuff.
Okay. If I use I can still use my Zephyr Strike, correct? And
yeah, your Zephyr Strike is still active.
okay, I'm gonna go back next to Bo and just. I don't think typical things are gonna hurt this. The fire seemed to help, and Suna, whatever you did worked really well.
Well, I can only do that a couple more times, so Ellie, do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, that's about all I can do anyways, give it a shot.
All right.
I got a couple shots left. That's about it, though. So...
Okay, I'll go
Aura.
for that then.
Roll me a d4. Again.
It's going to be me this time, I just know it.
Is it rolled? Am I blind?
No, that's it.
Aura, roll it. You're in
I
charge.
think she's trying to...
Sorry, you needed me to do that? I'm very sorry.
D4. Sorry. It's just
Sorry.
that you're the last one in the turn here, so that's why it's your chance. Your every time.
A one.
You were right, PB.
Yeah, I knew it.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
20.
20, nice. The sand that's everywhere in here coalesces around your feet for a moment. It rushes up around you.
Tickles.
It creates a sort of a column around you for a moment. What do you do before this creates a sand coffin like Gara from Naruto?
I step out of the way.
All right, yeah,
And
you
I
jump
walk
out
on
of the
the
way
other
and
side
it,
of the pillar, yeah.
you just jump to one side and it closes in on where you are and falls to the ground.
That'll be enough of that, sir.
Bo, your turn.
All right. Okay, I see that Ellie is a little roughed up from that sand wave. So I cast my healing word, Bada Boom! And it hits her like a cool gust of wind that happens to have a nice refreshing smell of mint.
And it gets the sand out of my eyes. Thank you, Bo. I needed that.
No worries.
Also, doesn't it like fix your hair as well?
Oh.
It was like it makes your hair like shiny and flowing in the breeze.
Like,
I think he has said
Pantene.
previously. Yeah, it's like that's how I envision it. Exactly like a Pantene commercial.
I just go like this. I'm just happening.
That's
right,
another
and
7
then-
healing for you. Yeah.
I wish to cast
It's healing word.
one more bardic inspiration over to Suna because I need to get all of my growth buffed up.
Nice. Everyone's buffed.
Thank you.
I give you inspiration.
So everyone has an inspiration right now, right?
Yes.
So don't forget that on your turn. You can use a d6 for some bullshit if you want. All right. Nice. Suna.
All right. I'm going to cast web again.
Nice.
Do you want it in the chat again?
Nope. I know
All right.
what it does.
All right.
Everyone now is preparing to use the exact same spell on their own DM at home. DMs around the world all just recoiled in horror when I allowed that move, by the way, and they did that thing that Yoda does where he steps back.
Well, to be fair, that was only one extra 1d4, right? Or 2d4. The rest of the damage was still earned by the web and the fire, by just how it works mechanic-wise.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure.
I'm
okay with it.
Too guilty if you tell me that it's...
Why? You need to win.
I have guilt all the time.
I also want you to win, or you end my campaign.
PB, we need to win.
I know that's
fine.
all right.
Save the Bobo's next butt cheek.
By all
he'll be
means,
missing two.
try and win.
I will be eternally in your debt.
And doing anything else?
Oh. No, but I would like to know if it's restrained.
Oh, yes. Well, that's on its turn, right? Which I think is now.
Is it?
I think so. Start of its turn.
Sure.
Wait to save. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yes, that's all I do.
Alrighty. So I'm going to make another dex save. And that's an 11. Versus your spell save DC. Soon.
Sorry, 15. No, he doesn't. Sorry, 16. No, he doesn't make it.
He doesn't, so he's restrained. Restrained means that his speed becomes 0. He can't benefit from any bonus to his speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature also has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So he is restrained right now by these webs. So this time, I think it probably doesn't look any different, but he is mechanically restrained this time. It seems to have wound itself around him in a different way, and I'm gonna roll another D6 to see if he recharges that other bullshit spell. 1, he does not. Which means he's going to do some other bullshit for you. I'm going to roll my own set of D4s here. Actually, no. Why would I do that? I'll just attack each of you one by one. Suna and Ellie, look below.
Hey.
And then Aura and then Bo, look above. So the sands form into a column of hardened earth and punches upwards or punches down from somewhere above you. Suddenly all this sand is falling down and hardening into attacks. The first one was towards Ellie on a 21. The second one was on Suna for 24. Are they two hit you too?
I will use a reaction. I will shield.
Shield.
I mean, yeah, it hits me. I'm at 17.
Okay. So we'll do the hit on Ellie first, which is going to hit you for...
Can I lower the attack with the D6? Can I try?
No.
That doesn't work for the spells?
Bo could do that.
Oh, only Bo could cast that. Okay.
Yeah, that's a cutting words thing.
Okay.
Well,
that hurt.
Yep. You feel this column of sand harden up above you, and then bang, crunches you in the top of the head. Ellie, I think probably just there's one of those classic like blood runs down the front of your forehead moments. Sooner your AC goes up to 24, 25. You gotta get 25 with your AC just to give you. I'll let you redo the shield if you want.
Can I actually?
He
Hold on.
is.
Yes, it would. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, it doesn't. It's just under, so it's useless.
You don't have to cast it. I'll let you undo it.
All right, thank you.
But he's still going to hit you.
Also, it says here in roll 20, it says that it's only used for magic missile. That can't be right?
No, that's not true. It says you take no damage
what
from.
What the fuck?
It's an auto immunity to magic
that.
missile damage. Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone does magic missile to you, you can always absorb it. You take 8 bludgeoning.
All right.
Aura, does a 12 beat your AC?
Wait, he had disadvantage, did he not? He has disadvantage on all attacks against us, good sir.
Does he now?
Yes, he does. Because he failed.
Creature's attack rolls
spell.
have disadvantage. Nice. Okay, hold on. Wait, first of all, does
Sorry,
the 12...
normally I would shut the fuck up, but this is a serious fight, and I don't want to lose it.
Yeah. The 12, does that hit you, Aura?
I have an 18 AC, so no.
And the 15, does that hit you, Bo? The AC. Does 15 beat your AC?
Well, my AC is 15, so...
It is 15. Okay, yeah, so
breaks it.
Makes it breaks it means yes. So I'm going to roll again for Ellie. 10 is a miss, yeah?
That's a miss.
That is 19. Oh, I need to do
This is for
Suna's
me.
as well. Suna,
Oh, okay.
26.
That's what will still hit me.
So you still take the 8.
Yes.
A 19 and a 15. So Bo, you're going to take a hit as well here for 10 bludgeoning as well. So basically all around all four of you, these columns of sand suddenly appear and punch upwards and outwards and along from you down and then hit you. You don't have cover. You do have cover if he's firing at you from his line of sight, but he's using all the sand around you.
Yeah.
Because he's a bastard. And you maybe realize this now, that all of his moves are doing bullshit. They're just hitting you because it's wherever there's sand, which is everywhere. These columns of sand rush up. They strike Bo for 10. They strike Suna. Aura maybe dodges out of the way as one comes up. One hits Ellie in the top of the head, and her head like bursts open with blood. And then suddenly you all blink for a moment, and she's fine. It was a refraction of time in the gate of time. Do you know what else is a refraction of time? The break we're going on now.
Oh, you bastard.
Going to a short break.
Oh, but I had to use fire.
You can hold that thought. We're going to go to a short break here. Let everyone go and take a little breather. As the Titan continues his fight. He is a big beefy bastard, and
I have to say, I was really nervous rolling up Suna the way I did, because they were like, a sorcerer with no Eldritch Blast? What are you thinking? You are going to die and your entire party is going to TPK and it will be your fault. But I think it's actually working out fairly well.
I think we have a
Whoever
team
said
that works
to
together
you
well.
is wrong. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because,
Did you hear that, Reddit? Fuck off.
yeah, don't worry.
Well, here's my only advice to PB: be greedy. Gotta be greedy.
I just like to respect the, like, if, DM, so whatever
I
the
would
DM says,
say
I'm
that this
usually
is the
like,
one
okay,
fight
sure.
where we're like, okay, being greedy, because he hits hard.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Might be the one time.
He's
Yeah.
a big, strong, burly bastard, big thing that likes hurting things and wants to test you properly.
Sounds a lot like
Sorry.
Brad. Oh wait.
Big, strong, and burly. That's me. I'm super strong. Me.
I don't know. I've never met you. You could be like, I'm 7 foot, and I'd be like, okay.
He is actually.
I don't know. No, I don't think
7
I'm
feet
pretty.
tall.
I'm pretty skinny. I am 7'8" though. All right, we're gonna go to a short break here. We'll be back in a few minutes. Go grab yourselves a little drinky, or go and do whatever it is you do. But you've only got 3 minutes to do it. We'll see you in a few. Why doesn't this work? It never works. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2. So, rejoining the gang here in the Gate of Time against Titan the Sandman from Spider-Man. He's a complete rip-off Spider-Man Sandman character. Please do inform your local Marvel representative and tell them that Wax Steven sent you. So, you are... some of you are looking a little beaten up, but you're all still good. That's the end of his turn. It is Ellie's turn. That's what we're doing. I remember what's happened. There's a web all over him. You're muted.
You were gonna tell me I was muted.
I was really tempted not to. Usually I don't.
Is there sand all around our fate right now?
There's sand everywhere. Again, it's not a lot, but it seems like this place is coated in sand, you know.
Does it look in the foreseeable area like there is an area that I can either see the floor or like that I can climb up?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception 6. Whew.
6. He's like a step down It's only really like a step down on the map. It looks like it might be deeper, but it's not much more. Where he is, there's a lot more sand than where you guys are. But there's enough sand here. The only, through back where you came, there's less sand. But he doesn't seem like he has such a small amount of sand that he couldn't launch it through there. But that's really the only place back where you came from that you can see.
Okay.
There's no real sand on the ground.
Well, I'm gonna do what we planned, and I'm gonna launch a fire arrow in his direction, trying to ignite the webbing.
Sure. How many fire arrows have you got left?
I think that's my last one actually. So I don't have any more after that.
Alrighty. 18 is a hit. You have advantage,
Yes, we all have advantage against him.
so you get sneak attack.
19.
Alright, 19 on the
And
standard dams. Yeah.
Oh, and then I have 1d8, right?
And you
or
have
no.
1d8.
Okay. 3.
3.
Can you use your inspiration to make that critical?
No.
Can she use it that way? No. Okay.
No, it would still be. It's the same as adding your like proficiency modifier, like getting a 22 or something. Okay, so 19 from the arrow. The arrow flies like straight through the exact perfect center of his chest. And you see it kind of burst out the other side this time, maybe. Like the arrow just flies so true, it comes out the other side of him and hits the ground. The shifting sands kind of adjust a little bit as you hit him. Then you see the fire suddenly spread out from all of the webbing around him as that fire arrow catches, igniting all of the webbing around him again. What else do you want to do?
I want to move back here. Oh, behind this little area thing. This little thing in the door.
Yeah,
I don't know what
the
it's called.
hallway that you were in. Yeah, it's just a doorway. There's 2 archways essentially that lead into this room. You just duck under one and behind the central pillar that holds it up.
I'm just hoping that if I get a little further away, maybe there's a little less sand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see Ellie kind of like dart back into the hallway and then vanish. You hiding?
Can I stealth still?
You can.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I thought I could only move. I don't know why. 19.
For your bonus thing.
Oh yeah, movement and then bonus. Okay. 19.
Cool. Aura, what do you want to do?
I want to cast Protection from Good and Evil onto Suuna.
Oh, thank you. It's very kind.
You want me to post it in chat what it is?
Yeah, give me it.
Okay.
Protection from good and evil. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protect against certain types of creatures. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target, which is sooner. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them if the target is already charmed, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
So since I need to touch her for that, I'm going to run over and kind of jump to the other side and place my hand on her arm and just... My eyes turn green for just a flash of a second, and then this soft glow of green surrounds her body for another fraction of a second. And she now feels like she has a little bit more of a defense against this creature.
Thank you.
Titan.
And yeah.
That's all I can really do. So I can't try to fix my bow and arrow by myself, right?
Not really now, no.
Okay.
You might, if you're in a position later on where, in the middle of a fight, you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have to sit down, find some materials, like get the string, get another thing, whittle a thing.
Okay.
It's going to take you a little bit if you even want to attempt it. I don't know if you can do this or what.
Okay.
But yeah, no, now is not really going to, you can't do it now, no.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do at the moment, and just kind of watch the Titan to see what he's going to do next. But
All right.
That's my turn.
Your turn.
Okay. So I turn to Sona, once again casting my healing word, bada boom! Except this time it gets a little out of control and swishes from below, then swiftly upwards, giving her like a Marilyn Monroe moment where she's holding down her skirt. Oops! And it happens though to smell like Tutti Frutti. I'm sorry, I know this is the wrong time, but. And it's just occurred to me. I might have something to fix Aura's bow. But I think I need to get close to do it. So is it okay if I scooch over to Aura? Would that still count as an action, or can I still do it? It's a cantrip.
No, you can move, for sure, yeah. And yeah, you need your action to do it. So you can do this. You can do what you want to do, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna move to Aura, and I'm gonna cast Mending.
Nice.
On her bow.
All right. How does this look? And for sure, everything that you're trying to do will happen. So. Yeah.
All right. It may not look like I have any idea what I'm doing, but I managed to put things together, and it looks brand new.
Yeah. Somehow, he grabs your bow, and does something in probably like an anime fashion, just and there's like a smoky kind of like dust thing. And then he hands it back, and it looks brand new. It's fixed. And it's fixed.
Ta-da!
Oh, God, Bo. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
I told you this bow's got you.
I have two bows. And I look at Bo.
You do.
And then look at my other bow and just be elated that now I can hopefully help again. Thank you, Bo.
No worries. Now go kick his hiney, because I don't have one.
All right. That brings us to soon. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I'll let you get away with something there. Roll me a D4, Aura.
Fine.
It's going to be me again, isn't it?
Maybe it'll be me, you know?
The numbers have changed because of you moving around the map.
Oh.
Just go clockwise from the top left. So it is Aura.
One.
All right. Let's see here. Roll me a dex save.
You can do it. Don't forget, you have inspiration.
It's true. I got a 10.
This is awesome,
And
you say, as sand, go on, launches towards you.
My bardic inspiration as well.
All right, roll me a d6.
Oh, please.
A 1.
Oh, my.
As sand launches towards you. Suddenly, as Bo's handing this thing back to you, you notice all this sand rush up from behind him. And as you're looking at the bow, it hits you in the face and in the eyes, blinding you until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so I'm just blind right now.
You are blind, which means you have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
So
kind of
currently we have advantage, so I think it would just even itself out.
Right.
Well, assuming he doesn't break out of it on his next turn.
Attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls, so everything evens out for now. That brings us to Suna's turn.
All right. I am actually going to ready web one more time. Wait, I think Ellie, you said that you were out of fire arrows, correct?
Yes.
Well, shit. Yes, I am going to ready a spell that I would like to go off after he catches fire.
Yeah.
And that is my witch bolt. Yes.
Oh, okay. And then you're ending your turn?
Yes. I will actually move over here so that we're not all three together.
His turn. Same bullshit. What do you roll again for this?
48.
48. Let me do this. Mathematique. Damn. Same thing, I think, as before. There's just all this as the sand catches the magical fire hits the the webbing, which hits the Titan, and suddenly there's flames all over him. He kind of swirls. He turns into like a maelstrom of sand for a moment, folds in on himself, shrinks, washes away, and then comes back up into full form as you deal a heck of a lot of damage to him. And the web once again, Vahani shield. Right. Did I put that on the right layer?
That's correct.
Yes, I did. And yeah, he kind of swirls and shifts and changes again. And then you wanted to do a witch bolt. That goes off now.
That's correct.
So roll me an attack roll. Do you want me to set that up for you as an attack roll?
I think I have it actually.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. I do have advantage though, so I'm going to roll that again because that's fucking terrible. May I use my inspiration?
Yes.
That may hit him, but I want to make sure. That's
D6?
1d6.
Makes it, breaks it.
Yes.
DC is 14. That hits.
Right,
Roll me the
amazing.
D12. Unlimited
5.
power. You Palpatine him from behind this pillar here, underneath a Sith hood. Suna launches out some Force lightning. Suna is actually only 16 years old. She just looks old from like the Force degradation that happens. And yeah, this bolt of lightning shoots out from your hands. You don't have a choice. This is the only magic that I'm forced to look this way.
Okay, all right. Can it please come out of the walking stick?
Sure. You have ruined the spell. It only does half damage though if it comes out of the walking stick.
Oh, fine. Then
I'm
I'll use it
kidding.
again, for fuck's
And
sake.
the lightning strikes this thing, and it holds firm. Again, this thing stays attached to him on concentration, I assume.
That is correct. Yes.
So if you take any damage or you get hit, you got to roll a con save. Because I always
Right.
forget that, and everyone gets like fucking endless spells. And
I won't forget.
So, you deal 5 damage to him? Yeah.
That is correct.
5 more damage to him after your 48.
That's right.
And yeah, this lightning is now holding firm on this giant titan. It is his turn. I shall roll this. Which is good. He gets to do.
He is still restrained though. Oh no, because it all
There's
burned
no
away.
web,
Never mind.
Yeah. All right, everyone, make me a dex save once again. All of the sand around you launches up. Ellie, you have advantage.
Oh dear.
So I roll one more time.
Yeah.
25.
25. Both are mates. Aura, you. Let me just check one thing here. You're blind, right? Blinded.
Sure am.
Automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. I'd say you probably know what's happening. Okay, so it's still a fail. Both fail. Suna fail. Ellie makes. So Ellie, you take half of 3d6, and the others you take the full brunt of 9 again. 3 9s.
Oh, good lord.
So yeah, Ellie, you take 4. Everyone else, you take 9. Again, this sand whips up, causing chaos around you. The voice of Titan speaks out again and says,
No more, Mr. Nice Titan. Now we fight for real.
his form changes as he grows. He swells in size. The sand that was underneath him is pulled up into his body, and he changes his sort of shape into a much bigger, burlier version of a man. He now has 4 arms, and but there's a lot less sand on the floor around you now. The sand is only really on him and in the area kind of in where that red is on the map there, just around the base of him. But he is much larger, and I'm just going to make him little larger for you. As he grows in size, gets stronger, gets bigger. And it's Ellie's turn.
I don't like the sound of this. I'm gonna use my movement to go all the way over here and potentially do a perception check of what's around here.
Sure.
If anything.
Yeah. So ahead of you here, you can see a hallway that leads out of here. Down here, there is a hall that leads just down another hallway, very similar to the one that you came in. It leads far enough away that you can't see the end of the hall. But you can see that there are multiple points where it splits off down this hallway. If anything looks like an exit, it's that place. However, in front of it, there's this, which is kind of like an arcane barrier, basically. There is just an energy that is sitting over the exit there. From here, though, you're quite high up. I just realized you're on top of this platform. This is about 10 feet up, which is about 15 feet up on him. He's very, very tall. He's probably about 35 feet tall, where his head meets the top, but you're elevated on him to a degree.
I have the high ground.
I
can't do anything, so I'm just gonna... Because I was already stealth, so can I stealth over there?
Stealth?
Or no?
As in, wait, you want to hide again?
Sneakily go... can I have sneakily gone over there so that I don't... or do I have to re-roll stealth?
Yeah, no, you can do that under the last stealth.
Okay, because I don't plan on attacking yet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pass turn and see what happens right now.
Sure. Aura.
I would like... So I'm blind, right? But
you are blind until the end of this turn, yeah.
Okay. I know the general vicinity he is in, so I'm gonna use my longbow now and aim it at the Titan and shoot.
All right. Fire me an arrow with disadvantage.
Wouldn't it be normal? Didn't it even out, or am I still at disadvantage because of...
He's
the web,
no longer...
The web is gone.
Okay.
You can ready it, though, right?
You could, I guess, yeah.
I'm gonna still
ready an
try
attack for when you're not blind.
So the moment you can see again, it would go off.
I'm gonna still try it because I just feel like we gotta kill him or we're gonna die first. So I'm gonna try to shoot off because he's a pretty big dude. I have a strong feeling I could probably hit him.
Okay.
Okay.
7. You kind of just fire an arrow. Just over the other side of the room. Give me a perception check with your ears.
Ears, all right. 12.
Yeah, you fire an arrow into the right-hand side of the room.
Did I get him?
Almost. But not quite.
Okay.
A little more to the left.
I'm just fumbling with my stuff, and that's probably the end of my turn. I'm just trying to fumble and put together another arrow.
Your eyes are sore, but you open them and you can now see you are no longer blind. However, please roll me a d4. Oh no, roll me 2d4.
Okay. 2.
Roll me another d4.
Okay. 3.
Ellie and Bo, roll me Constitution saving throws. Nice. That sand coffin raises up around you again, like the jaws of a shark appearing around you. Just as it's about to close, both of you jump out of the way or just avoid it just enough for it to close its jaws and then fall around you. You both avoid the sand coffin. That is the name of that move, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Sand coffin.
Yeah, because I made it up. Bo, your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm the one now who's not to feeling and looking so hot, so I'm a cast cure wounds on myself. So I start busting out a groove, just randomly to no music, but I'm playing some tunes in my head. Beep da 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 doop da da da, and then I just feel instantly better.
All right.
Jeez. And then I've just about had it with this guy. So I call out to Mr. Sandman, "Are we worthy yet?"
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh. This ought to be, interesting.
That was such a delightful enigma.
He stops. He stops still. He's moving around this entire time, right? Thrashing around, shifting in his big sandy way, and he stops dead in the position that he was in. Suddenly, his very large sand-like head turns towards where you are, Bo, and he says,
3 are worthy.
Sorry, Mr. Sandman, what was that? I think I have some sand in my ears.
I think he said 3 of us.
3? Why? Wait, what?
You will face me now. Alone.
Alone?
Come now.
What?
Give it your best shot.
As in, you want me to attack you?
he brings up like all 4 of his arms and does this to you.
Well, fine. Have it your way then. I don't like to pull this out too much, but you're making me do it. So I'm gonna pull out my light crossbow and hopefully aim true.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Alrighty.
21's a hit.
Nice.
Ooh.
Give me the attack, the damage. You fire off this crossbow. It flies straight towards the center of where he is with his arms up like this. You see this crossbow bolt strike in the center of him, and it looks like it explodes him. He just explodes into nothing but sand. Bits of him falling off and dissipating into sand. As it hits the ground, it just falls static. The sand just rushing down now and spreading out, filling that entire bowl at the center of the room here. You hear the voice again say,
Very well. You may be worthy. Present your trinket, and I shall gift you the powers of the Gate of Time.
Well, without any hesitation, I pull out the trinket he gave me. Here!
He begins to form again. He's much smaller this time, and he kind of appears near where you guys are stood, for the most part. And he holds out a hand. He looks, again, like a big human, but his hand comes forward. You present your, the gift that you were given by Ahi, the elixir.
That's right, even though I was tempted to drink it.
He holds his hand out, and as he takes the elixir from you, I think everybody here, you see Bo kind of vanish. He just, as soon as the elixir touches his hand, Bo just kind of fades away and quickly, and he is gone from the room. Anybody else handing anything over?
I walk over and I grab my dagger and I pull it out before me, and I just look like someone, like a kid that got scolded for having something and has to give it back to mom. Just like, here you go, here's the dagger.
Same thing, as you place it into the palm of his hand, it vanishes into his hand, sinks into the sands as he draws his hand back, and within seconds Ellie has faded away.
I look over at Aura. What What do you think?
Do we have much of a choice?
I guess not.
I'd start fumbling in my pocket for the 4-leaf clover.
I pull out my lamp, but I hesitate. Is there any way I can try to sense and see what this might do before I give it away?
Yeah. Roll me a d20.
17.
As you bring the lamp out, Titan says,
Fear not. It is simply the key to open the door.
All right. Don't I give it to him?
he hand it to him. It sinks into his hand and Sooner is gone as well, leaving you alone, Aura.
What is the state of my 4-leaf clover at this point?
I don't think it's changed much since last we saw it. It was not looking the best ever, but it's fine. It's alive. It's not like browning or anything. It's just fucking. It's still alive. You okay. Need to find some way to save him soon. But, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
not dead.
Hold it up in front of me just to see that it's kind of wilted, and I'll walk up and place it in the Titan's hand.
As you do so, we, as an audience, witness newcomers stepping through the door in the hallway behind you. It's you four again, stepping through. Kind of a couple of you grab your heads and look down the hallway and see what's going on. They witness the last couple moments of this fight. As they start moving down the hallway, everything seems to be normal except for the fact that Ellie has lime green hair. Aura has a little small rodent upon her shoulder. So Una is wearing blues and whites, and Bo has two really full, plump ass cheeks. As you hand over the 4-leaf clover, you vanish from this room as well, and all four of you are presented with another question. Would you like to offer your trinkets permanently and become a chronomancer, or not offer the trinkets and retain their power instead?
How do we know that? I guess is my question.
You hear this?
Is it just a... Wow, okay.
Offer your trinkets. Become a chronomancer in the gate of time. Or keep your trinkets and retain their power instead.
That is all of the context you are given.
Since mine isn't doing so good because of where we are, I'm just going to impulsively and somewhat logically make the decision that this might die, and then I don't know if there'd be any power left in it. So I'm going to offer it up for the chronomancy.
Okay.
Can we talk to each other? Or are we just in our own world right now?
You're in your own world.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna save mine because I think we might need it for another battle.
Okay.
It's not too late for take backsies?
You can keep the elixir.
Ooh. Okay, you know what? I bet this is some good juice, so I'm gonna keep this too. Jump bait, Mr. Sandman.
All four of you are now transported. As you step out of the portal that you just used, you find yourselves in a place that you may recognize. You are returned to this place known as the boundary where you were at the beginning of the adventure. You step out of that pool in the middle, the same thing you stepped into originally. Looking around you in this room, once again you see a pretty similar environment to the Gate of Time, but really it is more kind of white stone, marbled looking stone, golden inlay. And then there's that odd sense of vertigo. As you look up, there's almost a mirror of the room. It has that Escher look to it. As you look further out, the stairways seem to fold into stairways, seem to fold into platforms, into stairways, and then the room looks like it could be as small or as big as you need it to be. At the center of the room is this portal that you step out of. Aura, you're very aware that what you did there was activate the same thing. It's one of these god portals. Using the trinkets that you were given, you gain some new powers. Aura and Suna, I'll tell you what that is at the end. But now, you don't have them. But you do. But you don't. I will say that as you arrive, you can't see anything going on in this room. As you step out of it, there's no one here, nothing happening. Once again, you guys are left sort of to your own devices in this place. What do you guys do?
The tower.
Are we back? Yeah, well, how are we back where we started?
I think it's time to go to the next one. We gotta pick the next place, right?
You want to still participate?
I mean, I still got this. Wait, do I still have the trinket? Do I have it in my hand right now?
You do. You have your dagger. Bo, you have the elixir. The lamp and the four-leaf clover are gone.
I thought we were supposed to offer it up.
I mean, we might need this. What if we go to another gate and he says, "Give me your trinkets if you want to go past." Again, you know that stuff.
Well, I gave mine away. I thought that's what we were doing.
I didn't give mine away because I was like, well, we might need this later, and it doesn't serve me much purpose, you know, using it. But I'd rather not get my ass.
I'm not supposed to do that.
Maybe we can find you guys another one. So what? Why? Okay, what did you trade then? What,
my lamp. I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh, I mean, I figured that we'd keep them because we might have to do this again with another gate.
My mistake.
I mean, I just hopefully you guys won't need it next time. And Bo, you have yours? Wait, Aura, do you have yours?
No, I gave mine away.
Okay, so Bo, did you give yours away too?
No, I mean, I thought I gave it to him, and then I still had it with me when in the darkness, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep this.
Bo, what is yours?
It's an elixir.
Don't
and
drink
it's
it.
funny because what? You're gonna drink it?
No, don't drink it.
Oh, don't drink it? Okay, all right, yeah, no.
I mean, what if you like explode or something? That could be bad.
Ooh, yeah, no, I have no idea what's in this thing.
I figure we just go on to the next gate and, you know, I guess Bo and we can offer up our stuff.
Well, what about what future Aura said about how it was all for nothing?
I mean, future Aura said a lot of stuff. So.
But you just want to continue on even though she's already experienced it and is giving us wisdom?
I look at Aura and I'm like, what next? I mean, it was you that told us what to do, so what next?
Starting to feel like it's all kind of a game and not really the kind that we were originally told. And I'm petting Buns. Buns has been away from the danger, but when we came back through, he landed on my horn, and so I'm petting his head.
I just sort of smile as you're doing that. I put my hands on my shoulders. I'm like, oh, really? It wasn't, they lied to us? Oh, I'm shocked. Like I've been through the ringer before, like, oh, I'm shocked someone lied.
I'm gonna see if there's a way out of here, and I'm gonna whisper to Buns, will you fly around the room and see if there's a way out, and hold him up and let him
the stairs.
I guess when I look around the room, I don't think there's any openings unless I'm blind.
I'm only referring to the stairs I took. They might not even be there anymore, but that's
Right,
just
yeah.
what I would say.
She feels like she walked up some stairs here.
Yeah.
The bird starts flying around, and I think it quickly becomes confused as it starts flying in circles. It flies very quickly to one side, then flies kind of back to the other side. Then it seems to fly very far into the distance and then fly back, and then it just kind of endlessly flies back and forth. It doesn't seem to find any way out necessarily, but you also get the sensation that it's super confused.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they fly over the North Pole or something.
I don't know that there's a way out, so I feel like we might have to go back in, and I'll look down at the pool. Do you see a door? Is there a way we could leave?
Well,
Find your mother?
I thought I just walked up the stairs. Oh.
What if we all
Don't know if
think
there's
of
there
like
anymore,
the
right, Ben?
door? Think of it together. Remember how we have to think of things together and stuff? Picture a way out.
Okay.
All right.
Where's a place we've all been to?
Well, I don't think we want to go immediately back to Dustvale.
No. Besides that place sucks. Your home sucks. I'm sorry. I'm kind of not sorry, but your place that place is awful.
It can be a bit of a trial.
Do I
Not
still
for
have the mark
weary
on my
of
hand, by the
mind.
way?
You do, yes.
Oh, like look down. Anywhere where I can get rid of this would be nice. Yep. I
don't think we've all been to the same place before.
No, I don't think we have. Also, are we
Unless
supposed
it's
to find
Dustvale.
your mother, Sona?
Yeah, good luck.
Do you not know where she is?
The last place I saw her was Dustvale.
The last place you saw her was the Bame Woods in Alexandria, and that's information.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
No, that's information that you get from your
the vision.
vision of where she was.
All right, okay.
Give me a history check. Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
20.
Dang.
Your mother told you that she met your father in Dustvale.
Okay. But the vision that I just saw was
Of somewhere called the Bame Woods in Alexandria that you've never heard of.
Bane Woods, but I know that that's what it's called.
Beim.
Okay. The last place I saw her was Dustvale. Oh, wait. No. Alexandria, maybe?
Where in
Alexandria?
Alexandria?
Some woods, Bane Woods. I've never been there myself, but
That's where I'm from.
what?
I mean,
Oh, I have goosebumps, Aura. Remember when we were kids and we thought we were related?
Yeah, yes, maybe we are.
Well,
Just look at her,
I
kind of.
doubt that.
Brad, would I have known this area at all?
You guys, three of you know Alexandria as well as that map.
Okay.
You know where everything is on that map. You guys are from Bologna in the middle. You're in the capital city, and the little village, Bame. I gave you guys some info underneath. If you scroll down, you can see that it says Bame is predominantly a farming and woodcutting village. So I don't know if you would have been there. I don't know why you would have done. It's just some like backwater town, middle of nowhere.
Maybe I just done business with people who are from there.
Yeah, but you'd know where it was, regardless
Yeah.
of whether you've been there or not. For sure. Yeah. Same way, like, you would know some other town nearby where you live now.
But even though I haven't been there myself, I can see it in my mind. I could picture that place for sure.
Well, I mean, I know where it's at. I'm not from there. I haven't really been to there, but I know where it's at.
And we could all focus on Alexandria.
Right, Bo? You know Alexandria, right?
Well,
Like
isn't
the
that where
back of
Bo's
my
from?
hand. Yep,
Okay.
that's where I'm from.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, I guess we just picture Alexandria.
I can do that.
So are we
We just
going-
jump in?
Do we hold hands? I didn't say that.
Again, the pool is in front of you. It looks like a bowl of golden liquid. You know, like it's very strange. It looks like a paint or something like that, golden paint. It kind of crackles with an arcane energy. Or you're very aware of this energy by now. I think you're kind of getting the vibe of what it feels like.
Do we
I
just...
have such a strong longing for going back to like what I know, and I am just so done with this adventure, even though I feel like I have to do it. So I like step up to the portal and I don't tap my shoes together, even though I want to, and I just think of home. Think of Alexandria.
Does the portal look the same when she does this?
Yes.
Or does it...
Yeah, so I say I look at the others and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in. And unless someone stops me, I go in.
I'd like to go back too. I mean, it'd be nice to have some civilization. Proper civilization. Where I can buy me a new
That's
ass.
just
You know
rude.
what?
Yeah, so I went in.
Okay.
There's no place like home.
No place like
in.
home.
Stepping in.
And then
I jumped in where Aura was. Oops, there.
Yeah. Suna? Aura?
I look at Aura.
I mean, I would whistle because I can see that Buns is just flying around, confused. And when I whistle, he'll fly back and land on my shoulder. And I look over at Suna and I kind of shrug. What other choice do we have?
I would have liked to see my kids, I think. But okay.
Maybe next time we can go to your kids.
Right. Next time.
And I'll put my hand out to grab her hand.
I'll take her hand and step in, trying very hard not to think of home, but of this place I saw.
And I'll step in and think of Alexandria.
Yeah, where you're activating the pool?
Yes.
As you go to step in,
Oh God.
your leg is hit away. The rest of you are standing like
What?
ankle deep in golden, strange liquid. And materializing next to you, Aura, is a figure that you all recognized.
No.
You see that figure of Ahi, that strange-looking creature that looks very alien, doesn't have like eyes or anything. An odd thing to look at. 6 arms, 2 legs, and it is one of these legs that just kicks your leg out of the way. And next to you there is a very large Ahi, and it looks down to you, or it doesn't violently kick your leg out of the way. By the way, it materializes and hits your leg, and you can see it up there. It's in a very strange position though. Its arms are all in odd angles. Some forwards and like pointed down, some pointed upwards, some kind of pointed forwards, backwards, up, down. They're all in a very strange formation. While it's not standing, its legs, one is kind of tucked up underneath it and one hanging almost limply underneath it. Its head, that strange kind of head with all of the strange folds of sort of skin-ish, pale looking. Again, it seems as if to you, whomever you are, it is looking at you, regardless. And not looking at the others. That's how it always looks when it sees you. As you feel your leg knocked away, the thing speaks again to you, Aura, and says,
There is no gate here.
So they can't. Nobody else hears this.
You do all hear it, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, it's speaking to you. It looks like it's speaking to all of you, probably.
Okay. I'd look at Ahi and then why did we come back here? Why did it bring us back here?
You brought them back here.
How did I bring them back here? We offered up what the Titan wanted and it sent us back to this place.
It floats in between where you guys are and Aura is. Although it doesn't really do it on the map, I guess, but it's kind of doing this, right? Just for the record. And it's about 2 feet off the floor of where you are. But it's moving very slowly around the front of Aura here. Again, it seems like it's looking at each of you, regardless of the way its body seems to be. It doesn't really have a front and a back, honestly. It doesn't look like it has like anything that you could determine as a front and a back. But its hands and legs seem to be facing one way. Again, its arms and hands are in very strange positions and they don't move at all, although its head does seem to. Aura, again, it kind of, its head this time quizzically shifts to the side, twitching as it does so. It says,
Are you not the one in control of the portals?
What? What is he talking about, Aura?
I don't really know. I think that I have something to do with it, but I didn't choose to come back here.
Only you have chosen.
How do I know that this is real and not a game that you're using for fun to see what we do?
We'll try it now. Take us somewhere else.
A
Just really
game?
pick anywhere.
You think the gods simply play games?
Yes, we're in a race. That is a game.
Games are trivialities for children. This is the extinction of all mortal kind.
Prove it.
I mean, this could be trivial for you guys, even if it's not for us. Could still be a game for you guys.
You would forcibly lose the race?
Who said we're gonna lose? We could always go to the ruins. They're near Alexandria, right? We could ship somewhere. Or we could have her make a portal. We could go there for a second, Alexandria, our home, just for a second, and then portal somewhere else. Could we not? You said she's in control of it, and I point to Aura.
It would be foolish, ineffective.
To take a day?
I think we shouldn't tell him any more of our plans, Ellie.
I just need more arrows. That's all I have to say.
So if there's not a portal here, then show us the way out. So, well, I look at it and then I think about how there's been times I've just inherently known where things are. And so I want to activate my detect portal to see if there's another one close by.
it's there. It's the only one. You just need to jump in the pool.
So then I guess I just look at Ahi and I don't trust him. So I'm gonna step into the pool and I'm just gonna picture Alexandria.
As you go to step into the pool, it does move out of your way. As it kind of like moves backwards and you move around, again, it says,
You would be foolish to go to this place.
still there?
Give me a reach out and grab her hand and give it a nice gentle squeeze.
I do the same. I grab her hand as well.
I trust you, Aura.
Me too. I trust you too, Aura.
I guess I just look at Ahi and we all decided to go here together. I'm going to not say a word and just activate the portal to Alexandria.
Yeah. As you do so, you see like that kind of dead, broken symbol that you guys beat up. One with half of its head missing and stuff. Behind you on the ground materialize. As you step into the thing, you guys feel that same strange drag, that pull, as you're pulled into this portal, that moment of kind of, like this, your stomach dropping feeling like when you drive over a strange bump. And you guys are pulled away from the boundary as this form of symbol raises up in this room with Ahi. You see Ahi speak to it. Well, we see Ahi speak to it. You guys don't see it because you guys are off on your merry journey. The symbol thing kind of lifts itself up, and once again, you see that cloak of darkness kind of drop over the top of its body. And Ahi says,
So they have chosen to forfeit the race. The gates are open. The 9th cycle may be the last. Leavaki will be waiting. Symbol, the dying order is compromised. Kill them all.
and you see Symbol rush towards that portal as well. However, you guys step forth once again into your new location. It is nighttime where you are. Aura, first you step out. And again, like last time when you were about 2 or 3 inches off the ground, you feel that strange lurch as you step into this portal on the one side, on the boundary side. Stepping out of it, your stomach turns and your foot crunches into snow. Around you is a forest, entirely covered in snow.
Oh.
You feel the others step out as well. 1, 2, 3. And all 4 of you find yourselves again in a new land. Or at least in an unfamiliar piece of a land that maybe you've been to before. And as far as you can tell, this just seems to be a very deep forest. The trees are very tall. They're covered in snow. The leaves are green under there, or brown, but they're covered in snow. You see snow fall, continue to fall. Again, it's nighttime looking up, and maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow here. And it's very cold. You went from pretty hot to pretty cold here. Behind you, Aura, you feel that portal remain, but it's not like open. You know, you guys don't see anything again. It's like a strange fold to Aura where she feels like she can kind of pull at some energy that's there. But for everyone else, it's just like you stepped through nothing. Like you look behind you, there's no great big Stargate opening up or anything. There's just this forest. What do you guys do?
I'd say we're pretty comfy because we traveled at night when it was really cold in Dustville, so
Yeah,
this
probably okay.
might be lucky for us.
Well, this is beautiful.
Or do you recognize this forest?
Do I recognize this forest?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. 6.
No, you do not. It doesn't snow in Bame.
Okay.
It gets cold in the winter, but Alexandria has the south of Alexandria can be pretty damn hot, but the north doesn't really get cold unless you go up in the mountains. It's possible you guys are in the mountainous range of Alexandria in the north here, and I think all of you would be aware, or at least 3 of you that are from Alexandria would be aware. But this thick forest isn't. I don't know if any of you would have been into that mountain range.
I feel like, because one thing I've learned is like different parts of like America have different trees. Like Florida has tall, skinny trees versus Kansas has thick, trees and all that. So would these trees look like something that would be in our region at all? Because I have a feeling it would be way different here than maybe another continent.
Yeah, give me a survival, or I guess give me a nature check. And any of you
I
can
would like
do
to
that.
do that as well. Yeah.
Have you ever been here, Suna?
No, I don't think I have.
But she saw it in her vision, at least the
I
Bane
saw
part.
something in my vision, but I did used to live near a mountain, so
Let's see.
maybe we went somewhere I would recognize.
Right. Ellie 13, Suna 15, Bo 8, Aura 8.
I'm sorry, were we supposed to do nature? I rolled survival. Is that okay?
You can do either.
Do you want me to do it again?
You can do whichever one you want
Right.
to do. The trees that are here are elms, for the most part. Elms are very native to the BAME area. If these are the trees that you saw in your vision, these are the trees that you would expect to be in Alexandria, Ellie.
Okay.
And even on an eight for Bo and Aura, you're aware that most of these trees around here are pretty common.
So I did see these in my vision, these types of trees, even though there's no snow in the woods.
Correct.
So I didn't see snow or anything like that, but I did see these types of trees. So
yeah,
just confirming that. Okay.
This does look like the woods.
Yeah.
This looks like your woods to a degree, Aura, right? But it's not.
Okay.
It looks like Alexandria. It looks like you could be here.
I look at Aura and I'm like, something's wrong. These trees, I mean, these are the trees. These are the trees I remember, but I don't remember ever seeing snow. I mean, maybe when I was little, one time, like, you know, one of those weird years, but
Maybe we're just a little far north.
I don't even think this far north you just find snow like this. Like, it's cold and it's covered. It's everywhere. Did something happen while we were gone? Did we do this?
I don't know how we could have created snow all over Alexandria. We could just be in the mountains.
I don't know how we fight a sand monster either. So, I mean, we could have done something with fighting that big guy.
I look up at the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're on a different continent, so the stars will be shifted slightly. I'm trying to tell the time, like the year. Because if the stars are...
Yeah.
Well, yes, if the stars are way off, it will be not the same time that we are in.
Okay. I guess that's an investigation check. That sounds like something intelligent.
Yes. We're gonna try. 13.
It's the same year.
All right. Well, the stars are sort of a little bit confusing, but that makes sense because we're on a totally different continent, but nothing crazy. Traveling through time. Could you imagine?
We might as well just start walking and seeing where we end up instead of standing here.
Is there like because even if a whole path, like a trail, is covered, where carriages would go back and forth, you'd still see the fact that the trees are far apart in a certain area, are far enough apart that they could get down. So are we like near that kind of point, or are we just in the middle of a thick forest? There's no clearing.
Yeah, no, it looks more like there's no clearing, and the snow seems undisturbed, pretty much all over.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess we should just start walking and see if we can at least find, you know, a light, like a cabin somewhere, or some footsteps, or a trail.
We need to find a place to rest. We all need to rest after that.
I think that sounds like a good idea. I'd like to think.
Yeah. A cabin would be nice.
A lot to think about.
Then let's try to find some place.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how to...
Head?
Can...
You're the forest person, aren't you? Look at Aura.
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking around for like footsteps or like cracked branches, something that just shows something's around, maybe life of some kind.
All right, give me another survival check.
Okay. 21.
Nice.
It is. There's not really anything on the ground or any trees or anything that really stand out to you. It's Buns. Buns starts going crazy. Jumps off your shoulder and starts flying around in circles. As you look up, suddenly flies towards the east. And is gone. Bolts through the trees east.
I follow immediately. I just say, come on, we gotta go. And then I just start running.
All right.
I start following. I run behind.
Likewise.
I take a moment actually to remove my ceremonial red hood, and I put it in my pack where it belongs, and then I try to rush and catch up. My walking stick in the snow. I don't think I've ever walked in the snow. Kind of fun.
Right.
I like the crunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crunch, crunch, crunch as you guys start running after Aura. Aura, you're running after Buns. Give me a perception check.
All of us or just Aura?
Just Aura.
Okay.
Good, because mine was disastrous.
Yeah, you can keep up with him, and you can keep track of him. He is beelining one way. Presumably you guys run full pelt? Are you guys running like as hard as you can? He's going fast, like Aura probably is, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm keeping up with Aura.
Yeah, I would at least know that they could follow my tracks.
I turn back to Bo and I'm like, hey, Bo, stay with Suna, follow our tracks. If you guys take a break, because Bo, I know you're an old man missing half your butt, so.
Oh, I'm in my prime. I'll go back. Yeah, no, I'll see how Suna's doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep up. I'm gonna stay with Aura. So just follow our tracks. I'll try to make a big old mess with my feet.
Righto.
And I do. I like kick up snow as I'm trying to run to just make the tracks very like obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow two sets of tracks through this snow. It's thick snow, and you know, even though you're running, it's kicking up enough snow. You two run off one way. Bo, you run back towards where Suna is following.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up.
I actually kind of, well, not nervously, but I make a gentle approach, and I make a remark. I'm sorry about what I said about Duskvale. It's not that I, meant to, it's nice out there. Don't get me wrong. I've never been there before, and it's got its incredible amount of exotic wildlife there. I'll say that much.
It's a harsh shithole. It's fine. That's all right. Everybody who lives on Dustvale knows it's more the people that I miss, not the land itself necessarily.
But it makes you all the more an incredible person coming from a place like that. I admire you very much.
Well, that's very sweet. I admire you too, Bo.
Now they've gone in that direction.
Where you're from.
I'd like to take you there. And hopefully we all can together.
That sounds lovely. What's the rush with these two? Why are they running so fast?
Oh, well, Aura's following her little chicken flying around. I forget the name of it, but...
Buns.
Yeah, Buns.
She calls it Buns, yes.
Buns.
All right.
I could use some hot buns right about now, but yeah, no.
Oh, yes, so could I. And a nice warm ale. That would be great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that does sound great.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like right there in your chest and making your cheeks hot. Oh. I hate
think
this.
It's better than that. Yeah, no. Let's find some place. Get out of this cold.
Right.
So you guys start following after the tracks?
Yeah,
we do.
I'll go quickly.
Okay.
Which sucks.
Yeah? You guys go quickly as you can. We catch up with Aura and Ellie as you run after Aura, and Aura runs after Buns. Aura, give me another perception check.
Nice.
22.
You run, and then something catches your eye. One of these trees, the carving in it. Something that you carved in it at some point. What do you think it was?
Oh.
I was carving something.
Aura loves Jimmy. I'm just kidding.
I think his name was Alan.
Alvin is
Alvin,
the
okay.
French name.
Sorry.
I would. It would be something similar to what a Celtic knot would be, crudely carved in, like a knot that just never ends.
Yeah, this is the tree that you carved that into. Your home. This is weird. These are your trees. This is your forest. You're really close to where your house is. This tree is just on the outskirts. You run a little further forward, burst out through the edge of the forest here, and there it is, just in front of you. 50 feet, 60 feet away is your little farmhouse, covered in snow, looking serene, like nobody's been there in a little while. Then Ellie runs up next to you. You're looking perplexed, I assume. And Buns is just flying around near the house now, just like he always does.
Oh, he found a house for us. That's
my house.
Oh,
It doesn't snow here, Ellie.
I mean, I figured. I was hoping we weren't in Alexandria, but I figured if we were, I told you something's changed. I think we changed something, or when this thing started, it changed the world. I bet. I've just sort of come to the conclusion that everything's going to be different after that first meeting.
Well, at least we know we have a warm place to rest. And I look over my shoulder.
Oh, you found a house.
This is my house, Suna.
What? This is your house.
What?
This is where you live.
Yeah, this is her house. It's very
That's
nice looking. Look at
fantastic.
it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at your woods.
Let's go inside and I'll get a fire started and we can all rest. And then we can.
Sounds lovely.
We might need to chop some wood, right? Do you have wood?
No, there's plenty of wood on the side of the house. I always keep it stocked.
Okay, I'll go grab some wood. You guys go get settled by the fire.
I'm gonna walk quickly to the house, but I'm also kind of skeptical because this doesn't feel right. And can I do like a perception check to see if anything seems off?
Sure.
I want to do the same, but like as I'm walking like around the house to see if like I can detect anyone's been there.
Sure.
I got an 11.
11 from
22.
Aura. No one's been here, Ellie. For sure.
Okay.
You maybe see some tracks from like what might be like an animal,
Yeah.
something that's been around, but there's for sure no like human tracks. This, for all intents and purposes, looks like it doesn't look like an abandoned house, but it looks like no one's home and no one's been home for a day at least. I mean, the snow's coming down, pretty heavy around you guys. Aura,
This is beautiful.
super just seems like your home. It's just that it's the snow feels real. The door looks right. The house is here. Buns seems to believe it's home. It's just snowing.
Okay. I would go inside. If it all looks normal to me, I'm gonna go inside and start doing my routine to get like a fire going. I always keep some dry wood in the house.
Do you have a lock on the door?
No, because I live on the edge of this forest in a very small town.
Okay.
And I lock it at night when I sleep, but not when I'm out. And I
Right.
got pulled out of the house.
Yeah, you went running outside. Yeah, you put your hand on the doorknob there to open the door, and that's where we're going to end today's session. Thanks so much for playing, but it's not quite over yet. Because two of you are chronomancers,
Post-credit.
and I want to tell you
Oh.
what that is.
Yeah.
Credit scene.
You have access to a whole new set of abilities. You guys have some cool shit. Some cool shit, man. You have a backwards cap and an iPod shuffle.
Yes.
Woohoo.
So, these are the abilities. Actually, how do I send this to you? It's probably going to be easier to just put in the group here. These are the new abilities you have. Now, you have something now called Channel Time, which is pretty similar to a cleric's Channel Divinity. You get one per long rest, and you can pick to choose one of these 3 actions. Kinda. Well, one of these 3 skills, these abilities here. You can accelerate. As a bonus action, you can move forward the Wheel of Time. A targeted friendly creature within 20 feet of you, that's supposed to say, is now allowed to use 1 additional action. You can give someone another action. You can decelerate. As a reaction, you can use this to slow down the Wheel of Time. When you take damage from an attack, you're able to delay the damage dealt for 1 turn. As soon as your next turn begins, you take damage equal to the damage of the previous attack. Or you can surge. As an action, you can use this to repel the fates of certain allies. Up to 2 target friendly creatures can take 1d6 less damage until the start of your next turn. You can also, at the cost of your life, cast the spell Quantum Shift, and we'll get into that one another time. And that's the beginning of your chronomancy bullshit. That's your level 1 chronomancy stuff that I will explain how it works later on. While we're live, it's just going to be an earful that you don't need yet. And we'll find out next time. The other 2 still have the ferryman's coins in their pockets, which are still things that you can maybe use as well. He did say, would you like to retain their power? So I know you guys don't know what they are, but you guys are, at the moment, you guys have got like a mystery box, right? You know, you remember the old mystery box? And you other 2, you've lost your trinkets. So that's the end of that one. You made a pretty big decision here. You pretty much had the choice here to carry on doing Ahi's Dying Order and do the race, or listen to Future Aura and try and find Suuna's mom. I'm guessing that's what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, I think that's what we're all doing.
Yeah.
And
I just said I wanted to go home. I didn't actually.
Yeah, you just want to go home.
I just want to go home.
Feed the cat. Well, we'll find out next time what you guys are going to do. What is going on here? Why is it snowing? Is this Aura's house, or are we actually inside a demon's mind? We just don't know.
No.
Here's what I will tell you. It is Aura's house. There's no funky shit, for sure. You can be sure that it was Aura's house. And also, now that you're a chronomancer, I'll give you the kind of meta knowledge that it was totally future Aura, like 100%. There wasn't some funky shit going on. It was 100% just Aura from the future. And you may just be doing the right thing. Congratulations. You still have a chance to save the world. We'll do a quick round of shout-outs here, and then we'll bounce. Let's start with Aura, since you're home here now. Where can people find you in the week? Your address, please. Your real address, though, not the one.
Okay, my phone number is
555.
555-1234. I am Katie Peters Plays. I played Aura for you today, and you can just find me on my channel doing fun stuff, and that's coming up on Wednesday. I'm gonna be playing Overcooked 2 with a friend, and I'm probably gonna burn the kitchen down, so come hang out while I do that.
All right. What about you, Pocket?
True story. A guy once, out of the blue, went to ask for my number, and I tried to give him a fake number, and I still gave him my number on accident.
How?
So I don't do that anymore. I don't do that ever again.
Oh no.
And I got hounded for a week why I wouldn't answer his calls or texts. So yeah, I'm Pocket. You can find me at twitch.tv/Pocket or on Twitter at Pocket, and everywhere. My name is Pocket, Pokket, and I stream every day, but Monday, and I'm working a lot on cosplay, because I'm trying to hit 2020 with a bang, on including, spoiler, I'm gonna start The Mandalorian soon. The cosplay, not the show. I've already seen that 5 times.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. What about you, Disby?
You can find me here on Twitch at DisbyRx, and I do the whole roleplay stuff. I'm playing lots of Red Dead Redemption and some scary games from time to time. So if you like that sort of stuff, come drop by, hang out.
Easy. And then what about you, PB?
I'm PB. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. I am playing through Obra Dinn. We're starting Obra Dinn next week, and yeah, which I actually know nothing about that, but apparently it's really delicious. So that's it.
All right. Well, that's the end of that one. I am extremely tired, and I apologize for my brain completely letting go at the end of every stream, because I just do the thing, in curling where they just let the thing go. That's my brain. As soon as I go, that's the end of the session, and my brain goes, and it fades away. We'll be back next week. We'll see what you guys do next. You have the world is your oyster here, to figure out what you guys want to do, where you're going to go, how you can find Seuna's mom based on bullshit vision knowledge. That's all you got. But you're all also super-powered superheroes and chronomancers and stuff now, so I'm sure you guys can work it out. And if you want to keep watching, we'll be here next week. We'll see you tomorrow for Zero Blue Orion. And that's the end of that. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, what?
Bye.
We got something else on?
Well,
what else we got on?
Yeah, Reaper Relay. The finale is next week, so do that thing. Saturday, 8 p.m.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Have a good one.